Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is another monthly SPR end of the month vlog of what's been going on. And just as I've started, Jet 2's just flown over. I'll show you what we've got going on in the garage. We have a large skip occupying a parking space. Now, why do we have a large skip in the garage? I will show you. Got quite a bit of good news going on in this monthly vlog. Quite a lot of good things happening. So let's go upstairs and show you what's happening. First reason we've got a skip is because the pool table's gone. Now the reason the pool table has gone is we need the space. All these boxes are merchandise. I'm going to have a couple of the Mercedes barrels that we obviously have oil delivered in. As you can see, I put a top on that one. Get some more stools. Make more space in the lunch area. For those of you that are new to our channel, this is our staff room. Bits of stuff on the wall, a couple of magazines that we've been in over the years. 2016 Mercedes Hot Wheels, Customer Racing, AMG Motorsports. That sign, somebody I gave some advice to a long time ago sent me that sign. How nice is that? I think that's probably one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. More stuff. So that's our staff room. And I'll take you to another room, which is the other reason the skip's here. So basically above the staff room, there is another empty room. Now this building where the reception is, was a derelict building when I bought it. It had no electric, no nothing. It was just basically a mess. So there is another room above the staff room, which I am going to utilise as a private office because I don't get much privacy. Obviously, if I'm at my computer in the reception, people are coming in and out all the time. You might have seen we have a desk in the back of the storeroom, which is another reason why the skip's here. We've completely outgrown that storeroom. That room was for equipment storage. The online shop's been growing slowly. And I've just been stocking more things and we've just outgrown it. So my little desk in the back of the storeroom where we do the video editing. For those of you that don't know, we edit our own videos. We've got some help in to help us do the videos, which is a good friend of mine called Adam. So I'm pretty sure you can all thank Adam for helping getting the videos out because it was becoming a struggle. It still is a massive struggle, but he takes a lot of pressure off me. This is going to be my new private office. Now it's not much. As you can imagine, it is an empty room, 4 brick walls. So what I've done is, well, I've not done, the builders have done, we've coated the walls in like a PVA so you don't get any dust on you. Fitted some windows. I'm just going to have a nice desk across here. Computer. I've decided to have a cladded ceiling and I'm going to have a nice hexagon light on the ceiling, which I've ordered. There's no electric or anything up here at the moment. With the offcuts, we just decided to screw them to the wall coming down. A nice thick skirting board. The reason being is it kind of has, the plaster was plastered into the floor and it had like its own plastered skirting, so we needed to box that in. But yeah, I think some good lighting in there. The desk, which is under there, that'll do me. A nice door on there. But yeah, it doesn't look like much, but I can't say how happy I'll be in here just to get out of the way and just get on with some things. We don't need nothing fancy. I mean, I was watching Clarkson's Farm the other day. His office isn't much different. So that's that. So that's another reason why the skip's here. The next reason is because we're stocking more things for the shop. There is another spare room. So this is going to be the new storeroom and packing room for the shop and the merchandise. So yeah, that's going to free up a load of space downstairs. It's not ideal sitting in the back of that storeroom. Hopefully that will result in more content, maybe some more merchandise because we've got the space. That's the first lot of good news. Like I say, they've got quite a bit of good news going on in this episode. Well, we've got some bad news as well, which I'll tell you in a second. So just making my way back downstairs. So the bad news is, this is a monthly vlog and we are on the 17th of June. That's when I've started filming. Well, no, that's not when I've started filming. I've had to restart filming. So I did start filming at the beginning of the month, planning on giving you guys a good update of what's been going on. Load of repairs we've done, all the usual stuff. And the SD card became faulty and we've lost all the footage. So we like to put our videos out on a Wednesday, so I've only got about 5 or 6 working days to get enough content to get it out for you. So apologies if this month isn't going to be that good. I will get you up to date of what's been going on. So that's the bad news. So back to good news. We are in the Shed of Doom, where the CLK sits that we are not fixing. And underneath that is the yellow SLK project, which actually turned out to be a really good video. In the Shed of Doom, we have had new windows fitted in here also. Nice big windows, letting in lots of natural light. There is the SLK. That video actually did really well. And I was really happy with the feedback on the yellow SLK because I thought everyone was going to be like, wow, what have you bought that for? That's hideous. But I actually really like it. Couldn't have been more wrong. I think 90% of people liked it. So I've started ordering parts for that. Views were good and everything like that. So thank you everybody who watched that. In fact, researching this yellow SLK, it is actually a really popular colour. It's still a colour today. There's an SL55 AMG on eBay that's in this colour. And a lot of the newer A45s and A35 AMGs are in that colour. I've seen some AMG GTs in that colour. I can't remember the name, but I'll get back to you on that.
Pinch my cheeks for anyone.
That's how Paula gets her fresh glow apparently before she comes on camera. Slaps her cheeks and pinches them. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Sorry mate, I didn't mean. So the next lot of good news is that this month Paula has been at the garage for 8 years.
Yeah.
Has time flown by or has it been a slow hog?
No, it was slow at the start.
It was slow at the start?
Yeah, learning everything.
You're supposed to say no, it flew by, I loved it.
No, it has flown by, but learning everything at the start was hard work.
Yeah, so that's the next lot of good news. Paula's been here 10 years.
8 years.
Paula's been here 8 years this month. We did actually film the day it was her 8-year anniversary because she got a notification on the Facebook, but we've lost all the footage, so this is refilmed. So we'll go and see what's going on in the garage now. Alright, it's now late on in the day, in the afternoon, the following day. Got some quite interesting cars in today. Well, in fact, some of them have been in and now left. Been a bit of an AMG day. Oh, it's gone. We had an SLC 43 AMG in for service and air scarf's not working. It's got to come back for the air scarfs. We've also got a SL55 AMG in for B service, a bit of trim that's rattling, keyless go buttons on the door handle. The button has come detached. So basically the button that sits behind that tape, we've put some tape on it, come detached and it's coming out. I'll show you on the other side. That button there. Now you cannot buy that button separately, that rubber button. It's like a cover really. You've got to buy the full handle. I'm pretty sure it's about £500. So hence why we've taped it up for now. We have found a website that sells a pair of rubber button covers. So we're going to give them a go, get the customer to buy some of them. Also on the back windscreen, this trim that runs along the back there was rattling around, so we've took the trim off that, replaced the clips to stop that rattling. But yeah, that's about it for this SL55 AMG. This car actually is an 07 plate, so it's a facelift 55, which is quite rare. You get a slightly different bumper on the front, but this car doesn't do a lot of miles. I think this car's been on the channel before actually. Car's done 48,000 miles. It's in really good shape. The sun has, where the car's been sat in the sun, it's melted the top of the door panels, which is really unfortunate. So we've given him some details for a trimmer to retrim that, and you can see where it's caught it on this side. But other than that, it's a really nice example. I have quite a few low mileage, good example SL55s in. but this comes in every year for service. On the other ramp we've got a C43 AMG. This has come in for engine management light. What's causing that was the thermostat, which is located here. Dan's doing this one. He has had to take off the oil cooler, which sits underneath this pipe here. Sits all down there, which covers it, so you've got to take that off to gain access to the thermostat. What did I say?
Oil. It's just coolant.
Apologies, I said oil cooler then, it's not, it's a cooler. Quite a common issue this, Mercedes keep that thermostat in stock. So there's the old thermostat. I don't know what was wrong with traditional thermostats, but that's the way things are these days. These more modern style enclosed electrical ones seem to fail a lot. So we need to replace that, bleed the coolant up to get the engine management light off. And whilst I'm with Dan on the ramp, we've also got some good news. As everybody knows, Dan got banned from how many races?
About 2 races, wasn't it?
Dan got banned from 2 of his stock car races for too much contact, shall I say?
No, I'd say not doing it to the rules.
Too much contact. And he had his first race back, weekend just gone, and won. Is that right? Won the heat, or did you win the whole thing?
No, I won the heat and then went out for 2 more and just got drenched.
So yeah, well, weather wasn't good. So he's had a month off racing and he's gone back and won. So yeah, well done, Dan. More good news. I said this month was full of good news.
I had 2 brand new tyres on that you bought.
Oh, and obviously we sponsor Dan. So the sponsorship, we go on his car and I have to pay for 4 tyres. So yeah, he won on my tyres. Them expensive Mercedes tyres have done the trick. So Dan's going to get this finished off now. It's the first time we've actually changed the thermostat on one of these 43 AMGs, but apparently it's really common. The test it gave me to do on the diagnostics, it kept passing all the time. So I gave the customer the option of, look, do you want to clear it, see if it comes back, which we don't really like doing, because I'd like to see a failed test, but he said no, go ahead and change it. So get this done, fresh coolant. There is a bleed procedure to do on the diagnostics. So yeah, let's get that done. I'll take you over to the other side of the garage. Thanks, Dan. Other side of the garage, we've got a really nice C-Class, 203 C-Class. It's a 280 V6, quite a rare combo for a suspected battery drain. So we've set it up on a new tool we've got actually. We have bought recently, it's a very, very new product. We've just bought this. The Power Probe PP Draw, which plugs into the OBD socket and takes over. It's quite heavy. It's got a battery inside it. So this is supplying power to the car whilst we've got the main battery disconnected. So not only is it telling us what voltage it's supplying and what's going around the car, it's telling us how much of a draw there is. Now, we'll call it 120 amp draw there, which is too high. So there is a small drain going on somewhere. We would like that to be half that at least. That has got a very slow battery drain, but it could get worse while it's through the night or something. Customer, it has gone flat on him in the middle of the night. But yeah, this is a nice example of a 203. We get excited about all sorts here. It doesn't matter if it's an SL55, a C63, a C43, E63, CLK 55s, or a C280. Makes no difference. We like them all. The most common battery drains on the C-classes, the alarm sirens. That is a guess at the moment. I've done no testing, but it is going to be the first thing to disconnect to see if that draw disappears. We'll get on with some more work and we'll catch up soon. Right, the C63 behind me is done. We're just running through the bleed procedure. The bleed procedure takes 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So leave that running, get it up to temperature, road test, leave it for a few hours, check coolant again. But we are back on with the battery drain. We've disconnected the alarm siren and now we have no drain. So for confirmation, we're going to plug it back in and see if the drains come back. Another day at the garage. Good few days later this. Let's see what's going on. We've got some quite good jobs in today. I've got AMG GTS in, That's had a service. We've got a couple of extras to do. We've got a differential service to do. It's having a regas. I'm doing that outside because the workshop is so busy, and it is having a brake lamp also. Quite a nice car. SLK in for just a routine service. Got an SL129 in for gearbox service and a couple of extras. E-Class Estate, can't remember what that's in for. 212 Estate, that is in for the rear suspension is going down. You can actually see on one side that is not good. We've already diagnosed that the pipes, the suspension pipes are leaking, so we've got to get those replaced. But it's also got ABS, ESP issues and glow plug issues, so we'll show you what's going on there. What else have we got going on outside? I think that'll do for now. Inside the garage, couple of SLs, an SL500 and an SL55 AMG. We've just done a service on this one. I've now got to look at the roof isn't operating. Both low mileage cars these. This is actually Matt from High Peak Autos SL55, 20,000 miles from new. The 500's done 40. Matt's just had a routine service done on his SL. He hardly does any miles, but he always keeps the maintenance up to scratch, and he's having a couple of extras. Nathan's doing one of them now. So what have you got, Nathan?
Just replacing his rear tail light. It's got a crack and a bit of damage there.
So there's a bit of damage in the third brake light. It's actually still working. So Matt's had a replacement done with a genuine unit. They are currently on factory back order. I have a feeling I've got one of the last ones possibly in the country. He's also having, what else was there? Oh, we've got a Distronic fault with it. I need to take it down the road and test the Distronic. Let's have a look at this. Who'd have thought a silver car with red interior would go so well? Let us know what you think in the comments, because I think it looks stunning, to be honest. I really, really like it. Imagine ordering that back in the day. You'd think somebody was crazy, silver with red leather, but I think that is spot on. So, as I was saying, this car has only done 19,788 miles. Now, it's a good car to demonstrate with this, and what I'm talking about is lots of people with the low mileage cars don't have them serviced. I was going to say don't think they should have them serviced or don't want them serviced, I don't know, because of the low mileage they do. There's no kind of right or wrong. I have lots of low mileage SLs in. Matt's is now the lowest mileage one. The next one I have is done like 25,000, and then I've got one in its 30s, a couple in the 30s, and then one in the 40s. The one I have in at 25,000, they do about 900 miles a year, and they come in every year for a service no matter what. Obviously we do quite a few consecutive small services on the bounce until they've done, you know, at least 3,000 or 4,000 to warrant replacing air filters and pollen filters and stuff. A lot of people wouldn't have this done. 19,000 miles, I don't know how many miles Matt has done since his last service, but I can tell you now he hasn't had many, and a lot of people would skip out on the extras. When he first bought this car, we did gearbox, we did SBC, brake fluid change, we did spark plugs, we did ABC, filter and fluid flush. I think we're going to do a differential oil change on this one. So yeah, we'll catch up with that when Nathan's finished that brake light. In the meantime, we'll have a look at the black one for the roof not working, and we'll see what Dan's up to as well. Let's see what's going on with the 500. Ignition on. 41,000 miles. I've looked after this car for years, 10 years easy. Operation, close boot separator. That'd be a simple fix, wouldn't it? Right, we're gonna have to obviously check the boot separator's closed, and failing that, get it on the diagnostics. The boot separator switches used to be really common on these. I think I might have one in stock. So as you can see, the boot separator is closed. The switch is in here which I can hear it clicking, to be fair. So what we need to do is operate that switch ourselves and check it on the diagnostics if it's actually working. I've got it on the diagnostics. I'm pressing the limit switch on and off, and the actual value is not changing. It is just stuck at not closed. So actually looking like we've got a switch fault. I'm just going to go and have a quick look, swap that over, and if that's that, I'm pretty sure the customer will be pretty happy with that.
A few moments later.
I have got a switch in stock, so we'll get this switch fitted, make sure the actual values change on the diagnostics, and that should be a nice simple fix. Right, so the new switch is fitted, and now I've just fitted it loosely. When I close it, if you look at the screen, closed, open. So luckily for this customer, it's a nice simple fix, and I've got the part in stock. We'll get this new switch on properly, fitted, and give the roof a go. Right, let's give it a whirl. Start the engine up. Yes. Nice cheap fix for the customer. I like it when it's a simple fix for the customer. It's never a nice conversation having to ring a customer and say, oh, we figured out what's wrong with your roof, it's going to cost you £1,000. Happy days. Right, that's that one done. Let's see what else is going on. So next up we've got the E-Class that's having ABS ESP issues, but I just thought I'd show you this quickly while Dan's putting this new badge in. He's putting the badge in with the genuine tool, so hopefully I caught that on camera. But when you fit the new badge in, that is the proper tool. See the part number there, which slots in the bottom of the badges to enable you to turn them properly. You can do it with pliers, but might be slightly interesting. Anyone wondering how you fit a badge, that is the official tool. But we'll also show you what's going on with the ABS ESP and the suspension issue. Right, so back on with Matt's 55 AMG. Regardless that it's done 19,000 miles, we are changing the diff oil, which Nathan's getting on with, nice and slow. I mean, even though it's done 20,000 miles, you can't tell, but the fluid that came out was just heavily worn anyway. It just proves the point that even though your fluid's not being used, I'll say, it is still deteriorating. So that fluid in that diff is 21, 22 years old. I think this is 2003. Well, either way, 20 years old, and it deteriorates. He did all the expensive fluids first. You know, I agree with, to be honest, you like to think the car's right. Diff oil, done. So we're back on with the 212 for the ABS ESP problem. The problem we've got is the speed signal from the driver's side rear. We're getting a signal, but it's not the right signal. So on the end of the drive shaft, there's an ABS pickup ring, which goes round and round and round with the drive shaft, and the sensor picks up off that. That ring is damaged and providing the incorrect signal to the ABS unit. Dan is on with the job. Take the hub off to get the drive shaft out, which goes through the center of the hub, and then we can expose the drive shaft, replace the ring. We also replace the ABS sensor at the same time. It's just a good while you're in there. Once the sensor's damaged and the rubber starts coming off, it can damage the lead, so it's not worth the risk. So once he's got this stripped down, we will show you replacing it and fitting a new one. Dan's also representing our new summer t-shirts, so you can get your merchandise on the website. So we'll catch up with Dan when he's got that in bits.
The next day.
Right, a new day at the garage. I had to leave early yesterday. The ABS sensor Dan was doing, ABS sensor and ring, is actually finished and it's all back together. But luckily, we've got the same job to do on another E-Class 211 model, but it's exactly the same setup, which John is doing, so you can see on this one. As you can see, he's got the drive shaft out there. The ring's there. So he's pressing the ring on with this special tool, which just presses it on. And then you've got your ABS sensor. Well, that's the old ring. It's not in very good condition at all. And this is why we always change the ABS sensor at the same time. So that ABS sensor was completely stuck inside the hub which goes in there. Clearly you can see it's where it's snapped off, and then we've had to drill it out and knock the remaining of the sensor out. So trying to get a sensor out of that hole that's been in there for 20 years is difficult. We always change it as a pair because it's a good while you're in there, there's no extra labour, and when the band of this ring starts detaching, it does wear the end of the sensor anyway, so it is damaging it. So the last thing you want is it to come back. My recommendation would be, if you have an ABS ring, to have a sensor at the same time. But yeah, it's quite a big job. All the arms that have to be removed from the hub end to get the hub down enough to get the drive shaft out, then we can put that back in, put it all back up and reassemble, and then that'll get the ABS ESP light off. Back to the one Dan's doing, the suspension was also going down because of leaking Matic pipes. So we've replaced all the pipes, all the old ones on the floor. We replaced some of these blue ones, so it goes all the way around the car, securing it all to the body, and it goes all the way around, comes out of here and to that valve body. So to figure out the leaking lines, what we do is we leave it on the 4-post ramp under its own weight, take all the panels off. There's quite a lot of panels that cover all this up, spray it all with soapy water, leave it for half an hour, inspect all the lines, and then you can see where it's leaking from. Apparently this car has had rear airbags in the past. When we do the lines, we always say that's the first port of call, because you're curing one leak and then you're getting full pressure again. The airbags could be leaking as well, but we have to just replace what's obviously leaking and then retest. But hopefully that's the end of that, because the customer's already had airbags on it. So we just need to get the covers back on this one. We'll get rid of an Airmatic light, ABS and ESP. My next job is road testing Matt's super low mileage SL55 AMG. He said the Distronic didn't work, so just got to double check if it did or it didn't, or whatever's going on there, and then we'll get it back in the garage. Right, I've got Matt's car plugged in on the diagnostics. I've gone into Distronic and we've got no fault codes. So there's not much I can do about that, but his complaint did happen on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look in a few other control modules just in case there's anything else that could trigger it. But failing that, I think I'm going to give the sensor cover a clean, which I'll show you. So the sensor is behind here, and that has to be perfectly clean. And then I'll try it again down the road, do a full code clear. And I'll have to just get him to monitor it, to be honest. If it keeps happening, to let me know. But there's not too much I can do about that. Well, what I can do, I've done. But like I say, it failed on me on road test, and then it just started working. And I had it on for like 2 miles, driving behind the car, and the car was speeding up and slowing down, and it worked. Maybe because it's not been used for so long, it needed to kind of recalibrate itself. I don't know. Other than that, that is Matt's done. Small service, differential oil, and a good example of a well-maintained car regardless of what mileage it's covered. So yeah, let's get this out. One last road test. One thing I can tell you, bit of useless information, but he's put some tailored mats on top of the original mats. Now that is a really good idea, because SL, as far as I'm aware, 230 SL mats are not available anymore. There might still be a few in circulation depending on colour, but the mats for this generation of Mercedes are getting thin on the ground. So protect your original mats. I know when I bought my CLK 55 AMG, I don't know, 6 years ago maybe, I bought some mats. I've tried to buy some more and they're no longer available. I highly doubt they'll have a set of mats in red. Maybe if you have got an older generation Mercedes, ring the dealer, see if they've got any, and if they have, snap them up. But yeah, that's this one done. Nice 129 behind me. That's coming in for a gearbox service and a gearbox sump pan, and then we'll see what else is going on. Back from road test in the 55 AMG. This is a head turner, this car, guys. I could be wrong, I think Matt's had this for 5 years. Been a customer a very long time anyway. Guys just stopped me actually, saying, going like that, perfect car. That was my impression. Lovely car. Right, we've got the AMG GT back in. It's having passenger rear light. Got an error code on the dash for the brake light isn't working, which is the bottom strip. And like all these modern cars with the LED lights, you can't replace the LED strip. You've got to replace the full light. So we've got a new light for it from Mercedes. That is the last one in the country. Failing that, it's Germany. So there's the new light, 350 quid plus the VAT, which is an expensive brake light. I'm gonna say I don't think it's too bad. It is a massive shame that you've got to replace the whole thing. As you can see, it's completely sealed. You can't get inside there. It's only an intermittent fault on the car. It needs to be right. So much for like environmentally friendly. How's that environmentally friendly? We've gone from changing a bulb or an LED strip like what you get in your indicator lenses to a full lamp. That just can't be good for the environment, can it? So if we get the new light out, just to make things more expensive, they've not even made it easy to replace. You'd think it'd be bolted in, slot out and slot in like most rear lights, but you can see the brackets come right down and underneath here and here. We've got to take the rear bumper off to change the backlight. Not a simple job and not a cheap job, just for an intermittent brake light not working. We don't have many AMG GTs in for a start because there's not many of them around. It's not exactly a C220 diesel. And get that fitted. But what an expensive brake light. Next to the GT, we've got a CLA, which is having very common ABS sensor replaced. I feel like on this monthly episode we're just replacing ABS sensors, but this one goes in here, makes its way around the wishbone and plugs in just the other side of the wishbone, which Reese is doing. More good news, Reese has just recently passed his level 2, so he's now moving on to his 2-year course level 3. So well done, Reese, passing your level 2, mate. He's now qualified to fit an ABS sensor. Well done, mate. But yeah, CLA, really common. Fronts and rears are really common on CLAs and A-classes. I feel like this monthly episode's quite repetitive. That's 3 ABS sensors in a day. See what else is going on. See how we get on with this AMG GT as well. I'll have a mount one, yeah. It's unusual, me getting treated. It's usually the other way around. I'll have one of them. I won't cheer it now, but many minutes later. Can we get a many minutes later?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Nathan has got the back bumper off. Not a simple task if you can see the back bumpers off. Got this head rear light frame thing off. If you look in the back here, he's had to take the quarter panel trim off. He's had to take 3 ECUs off. There's lots going on here to just get a backlight out. It's not ideal. Probably sold myself short on the quotation on this. Wheel arch liners out. So if you've got an AMG GTS and you've got a brake light out, not only is it not a bulb, it's also going to be in the garage for a full day and it's going to cost you 500 quid. Well done, Nathan. Just get the new light in and get it all back together now. And then we're actually going to do the differential oil on it as well. Come and have a look at the car park while you're here. There's obviously a free ramp there which is going to be occupied very shortly. C63, that's just finished its service. Just programmed the gearbox ECU on this CLS for another garage. They fitted a new gearbox control unit and they don't have the software to program it, which is fine. SL. John's just come back in this 211 E-Class that's been in limp mode that had 2 burst boost pipes. GLC for springs. But yeah, this is what it's like all the time at the garage, and this is why we struggle so much to film, because this is our main priority. This is how we earn our living. We're still not taking on new clients. We're getting some quite rude phone calls about that actually. People very disappointed that we won't take them on, but with literally at full capacity, I just can't take on anyone else. People are even driving down, coming in the reception and saying, I know you're not taking on new clients, but can you can you have a look at this and that? And it's just, I don't have the time, and it's just not fair on everyone else. I'm going to enjoy my Mau now and we'll catch up with you later. Paul, are we go and get the bits then?
Oh, hi.
It's that package for me. It's Friday today, last day of the week. We've got to go to Mercedes to pick up our own parts because we've not got a delivery today. So we're going to take you with us. Guess what beer? We've had Peroni like 3 times on the run, so Corona. A gift from Sharon Hogg. Thank you for keeping my ML280 on the road. Your YouTube videos are a saviour from Sharon. Well, thanks very much, Sharon. I will enjoy them this weekend. It is a hot day today. I think it's it's 26 degrees in the garage as we speak. I don't know what the high is today. Me and Nathan have got pants on. Normal people would have shorts on. I just don't like wearing shorts at work because I kneel on the floor all the time. So yeah, we've got to go to Mercedes to pick up our own parts today, so we thought we'd take you with us. We've only got 3 days to wrap this video up and get it out. Yesterday, we're normally the second delivery from Mercedes. We're 1 junction away from them. It takes us 10 minutes to get there, if that. And our afternoon delivery didn't get to us till gone 4 o'clock. We had to ring all our customers and say they can't have the cars back. That delivery should have been with us no later than 1:30. The delivery driver did his furthest deliveries away first and worked his way back, so we ended up last instead of first. Today Mercedes aren't doing an afternoon delivery, so we have to pick up our own stuff. So picking up a couple of interesting parts I'm going to show you actually when we get back to the garage. A good money saving job. I'm not going to say too much because we'll show you when we get back. So what else have we got going on today? Matt's SL is finished, as we've shown by now. He is collecting that. We'll try and get Matt on camera actually, if we can. 2 of Matt's cars are finished actually. One of them we've done a video on, which will be coming soon. Nathan has officially moved into the Shed of Doom. We've had new windows, we've completely emptied it of all stuff we were storing in there, washed it all out, mopped it out. Does that mean it can't be called the Shed of Doom anymore?
No, I like that name.
Still the Shed of Doom.
Yeah.
So I'm going to alternate between filming in there and in the main workshop, which will hopefully create more content because we've opened up another bay. But I've got too many cars at the moment and all my cars are taking up all the car park. We're nearly at Mercs now. When we get back, we've got a few things to show you. See if we can get any footage while we're at Mercedes. See if there's anything going on. You alright, mate?
Okay, yeah.
You're on camera today, is that alright?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So you'll be on the monthly episode.
Oh, right, okay.
Alright.
Still through watching, not seen that R107 one, I'm partway through watching that as well.
It's a long one, that, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I just started watching that, so yeah.
Yeah, you have to watch that in 2 parts.
Okay.
Well, you'll be on the next one if that's alright.
Blimey, okay, yeah, right.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
That's the security guard at Mercedes. He watches the channel. And when he first started and I pulled in, he was like, recognise you. Could just walk around the car park and review some cars that are parked up. I think Mercedes-Benz Stockport is basically the new Mercedes-Benz Manchester. If I'm not mistaken, it's the biggest dealer in Europe. Could be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure it's up there. Let's go and get our bits. Oh, so we've just had to have a word with the manager at Mercedes about yesterday's mishap. Communication was terrible. I've got 2 upset customers, which isn't ideal. We're all human. It would have been nice to just get a phone call to say your parts aren't coming till 4 o'clock, because I just would have come and bought some more and picked them up, and then the ones that arrived too late, I would have sent them back. Look at that, what's that? Dental.
Wow.
You can now go to Mercedes, buy a G63 for 250,000 and come out with some fresh turkey teeth at the same time.
Can we get the ultra cover?
No, Nathan, we can't have a dentist at work. Ooh, 27 degrees. Right, so what we've got is we've got a 213 E-Class estate, and the customer's had a smallish accident. Basically, he's broke the headlamp bracket. So a new headlamp is £1,000. Now, not many people know this, but Mercedes sell, for most models, you'd have to check, repair kits. So basically, if you look at these holes here, those holes are to fit, well, to screw this repair bracket on top of there. We need to get this one off. I presume you've got to trim off the edge, because that won't go over the top, I don't think. No, it won't. If you look down here, we'll take that out. That's just going to go on top of there and then remount to the car. So that's going to save the customer £1,000, and that bracket is 35 quid. It's a good saving. So we'll get this fitted, and that's £1,000 saved. Right, so unfortunately we've had to take the whole headlamp out. The bottom bracket, as you've probably seen, was broken, but in the headlamp kit, I forgot to say this before, you get all 3 brackets, so you get 3 brackets in total, 35 quid for 3 brackets. So Dan's took the headlamp out, replaced the bottom broken one. We realised the bottom one was broken because we couldn't get the headlamp to fit back in its place. It needed pulling up. So he's replaced the bottom one, replaced the top one, all going back together. And yeah, there's the last one that goes in here is fine. I hope the customer's really happy with that. £35 brackets probably took, I'd say, an hour's being pretty generous for doing that, and a bit of fettling. So if you've got broken headlamp clip, if there's holes there, you must be able to buy a headlamp repair kit. Just go for the genuine one. You can buy aftermarket ones, you're going to save about a tenner. It's not worth it, because then at least you get the Mercedes emblem, you know that the bolt holes are going to line up properly, and hopefully the customer will be really happy with that, because I don't think many people know about that and they just quote for the headlamp. And we'll see what else we've got going on. John is on the 124 for the coolant leak, which we've struggled to find actually, but we got there in the end. It's coming from the water pump. We had to leave it running for hours to determine where it was coming from. We put a camera down the back and we could see it just weeping out. So we've got a genuine water pump coming. Oh, it's here in fact. Still available from Merckx. I'm not actually sure how much they are, but that's it. It's quite a substantial thing. It's probably only the gasket that's leaking, but this is a big job to get this out, and the water pump is also a common item to fail on this model. Just changed the whole thing. Imagine doing all that and then the water pump failed and you had to do it all again. It's hard to show you what's going on because it's quite involved in the engine bay. We're changing the fan belt at the same time. So doing the belt as while you're in there, that belt is cracking quite badly. There's not much life left in that. Don't know if you can see really what's going on, but the power steering pump bolts to the water pump. So we've got to drop that off to one side. We've got the manual tensioning system for the fan belt. We've got to disconnect that and then we can get the water pump out. It's probably half a day's work, probably at 4 hours is what we've quoted for it anyway. And then obviously when it's done, fresh coolant and bleed the system up. But yeah, we got there in the end with this one. But once it's out, I can show you how it bolts to the engine. So John's got the old water pump off and he's just informed me that somebody's been messing around with this before, because you can see the seal there. The seal is completely flat and somebody's siliconed it. So if someone's gone through the effort to take that off, not replace the seals and silicone it, that's strange. Yeah, that seal is doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, you can see where there's all sealant been put around there as well. So I'll show you what he's had to take off to get it out. So this is the tension setup on these old belts. So you've got the tensioner damper and the adjustment. That's quite a complicated system. We've gone from all that to what we now know as an automatic tensioner, which is just a big spring that you crank over, let go, and then it constantly supplies pressure to the belt. Whereas these older systems, you adjust how much tension you give the belt. So as the belt wears over time, you do need to readjust it and tighten it up. So you can see inside there now where the water pump is no longer, and we've got to move the power steering pump out of the way. Back in the day, especially when I was an apprentice, we used to do these all the time. And I like doing jobs that I used to do back in the day because it makes me feel a bit younger. So yeah, we're not getting towards the end of the day, are we? 2 o'clock, couple of hours left of the day. We'll see what else we've got going on, but John's making good progress with this. Obviously all these seals have shown you that have been siliconed, they're all getting replaced. He's got to transfer over the temperature sensors, a couple of different sensors that go there. Got the thermostat that goes in there. Probably should have got a thermostat for it, that would have been a good while you're in there. It's a 5-minute job to change. Probably my bad that I should have quoted for a thermostat to see if he wanted one, but I haven't, and it's Friday. Not much I can do about that now. Matt's just arrived from High Peak. We'll go out and talk to him in a minute. You okay, mate?
Hello.
How's it going?
You're right.
Yeah. So it's all done, small service.
Yep.
I had a look through your history, what we've done in the past, and I've done the rear differential oil.
Okay.
We've sorted out the back light that you...
Was that just due time-wise then, Sam?
Yeah, it's due kind of every 4 years or 40,000 mile.
Okay.
But obviously we've not done
never-
the miles.
no.
It's a neglected item, to be honest. Not many people go for the diff oil.
Yeah.
And then we've done
Oh, the rear light.
your back light.
That looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah, apparently they're short on the ground to get them now, so we've been quite lucky getting
Okay.
that. You can buy aftermarket ones, but they don't fit right,
No.
and you don't get
The little Mercedes thing. Okay.
And generally, you'll get the brake warning light on the dash
really? Yeah,
as well. We don't want that.
No, we don't.
And you asked about the speaker cover.
That was just loose. Oh, it's the plastic clip,
Yeah,
hadn't it?
I'll get the keys.
Okay.
2 secs. Gave it a wash for you as well.
I was good. That was my next job because it was filthy.
I've given it a wash.
Yeah, thanks
and
for
I've
that.
put a bit of ceramic on
Have
it.
you? Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to encourage you to use it more. See your speaker covers back on.
Okay, nice one. What about the Distronic fault?
Distronic, it came up for me, I put it on and it said Distronic external fault reactivate.
Oh, right, okay.
So I reactivated it, it worked, and I tailed the car for about 2 miles and I didn't have any trouble. I plugged it in on the diagnostics, no fault codes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just kind of recalibrated itself or what, I don't know. But
Okay.
I did tail the car for it was definitely a 2 mile, and I changed the distance on the settings and it creeped up and
Yeah,
slowed
'cause
down.
you scroll the little dial
So
thing, don't you?
I don't really like saying this, but you'll have to see how you go with
Okay.
that. I'd rather tell you what
Yeah,
it was,
fair
but
enough.
I don't know.
That's weird that it didn't come up with the fault code then.
No faults, yeah, so that's why I'm wondering if it's just a calibration issue.
Yeah.
But just as a precaution, I cleaned the badge on the front.
Okay.
So the sensor sits behind there.
Yes.
Should you get a dirty badge, you can get problems.
Is that standard on the 55 or is it an option?
Option.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's option. So you get cruise on them all, but Distronics option,
Right.
which works actually really well for an old car, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was already clean, but cleaned it anyway.
Okay.
I've cleaned the whole car.
No, thank you.
I've given it a little polish.
That was my next job because it looked a mess.
I'm hoping to give it you back and you do some more miles, because I've been looking at what you've done in the past and you've not done too many miles.
I know. I think last year I did 300 miles in it. That was it. Between MOTs, it just never gets used.
Yeah, I've had a look at your history that I've done with you.
Yeah.
Nothing prior, and you basically had everything done. We just need to look at your book for plugs.
Okay.
We're not sure because we need
Right.
to look at the book.
Yeah,
You've
I don't
had-
know if they've been done.
You've
I
had,
thought they had, but I think I was confusing it with the blue one.
yeah, you've had pretty much most major things done. You've had a battery control unit in the boot.
That was
You've
expensive.
had the central locking pump.
Yes, that was expensive.
They are catching fire all over the place. Do you know that they set on fire?
No?
Yeah, they set on fire, so it's good that you've had that done.
Oh, the old ones. Have
Yeah.
I got a revised one?
You've got the revised
Okay,
one,
right, good.
and they're no longer available.
Okay.
Well, sorry, they are
there's a-
available,
there's a
but they're 3
short then?
times the price.
Oh, right, okay. Some sort of electrical
They're
short
not
then.
as easy to get now, so that's
Okay.
good.
That's good then.
So
Yeah, because when I bought it, it had been sitting for a few years. So the
Yeah.
central locking wasn't working. There were loads of issues with it.
I've added up what you've spent with me
Yeah.
since you've owned it.
Well, I've had it 5 years nearly.
Yeah, I think
I've
I've
done-
been doing it for 5 years.
I've
yeah.
done about 3,000 miles in it, 3,500 miles.
Yeah, you've spent just over that.
$3,000?
Yeah.
Have I really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So £1 a mile.
£1 a mile,
Okay.
plus your fuel, plus your tax.
Yes.
So you need to use it
I
more.
do need to get more value out of it, don't I?
Yeah, and I've got your bill today as well. A service.
On the bright side, though, they have gone up in value.
Yeah.
Like, because when I bought that, you could get them for about 10 grand, and now you
Yeah.
can't. I'm guessing that, because it's only done 19,000 or something, I'm guessing that's probably worth 30 grand today. 27
yeah,
to 30 maybe.
I'd like to think so, because it's a specialist market with
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the miles. You're not just appealing to somebody that wants
No.
one. It's somebody that really
Yeah,
wants
exactly.
a key one.
You can pick up scruffy ones for half that, can't you? But
Yeah, and then you'll spend thousands bringing it up. So
Yeah. okay.
it's been a good investment, mate. It's been a
So
good
what's the
investment.
bill then?
Bill, A service, centre brake light, rear diff oil, big fat zero, mate. I've treated you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks
Just
very
as a
much.
thanks for helping us with the channel
Oh,
and
thank you.
stuff.
I wasn't expecting that.
So-
Cheers, sir.
Thought it'd help the pound
Right,
per mile.
Okay. Right, thanks very much.
So those of you
Appreciate
that don't know, behind the scenes, Matt's helped me out loads with the channel. He never asked for anything. He never asked for any discount and nothing. So he's a hard guy to treat. So I thought if I can service his car as a freebie, I feel like I'm giving you something back,
I
mate.
appreciate that. Thanks very much.
So there you go.
Well, thank you.
That's it.
Right, nice one.
And your CLK's ready, which we've got a video coming out on soon.
Yes. You don't want to zero that bill as well, do you?
No, not that one, no. No. So
Okay, nice
this
one.
bill is secretly hidden in that one.
And that I'm intrigued to drive because that's had a load of work as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think, are you
looks so
pleased
good
that you
now.
went for the wheels?
Yes.
You don't feel like a bulge into some wheels?
No. I'm glad you talked me into that.
Yeah, it's...
I wasn't going to bother, to be honest, because of its value. And then, yeah, when you kept sending me links, I thought, well, I need to do that.
Yeah, we've got a video coming out on that soon.
Okay.
So,
Right,
hope you
good.
like that.
I've still got some jobs to do to that, just cosmetic stuff. All right.
But yeah, thanks,
Thanks
mate.
very much. No, cheers, pal.
Cheers, pal.
Thank you. Right, which one shall I take? I'll take this one then.
Right, so the 124's going back together now. John's got his last couple of pieces to do. He's putting the fan back in, he's filled it up with coolant. We've also replaced one of the guide pulleys as a while we're in there. Then we can get this one done, get it tested again, and then that is this one all done. Yeah, it's a shame it looks like that's been off before and it's not had the seals replaced, but it's definitely worth replacing the water pump at the same time. It's 4:30, we want to go home. Got this order left. I'll package this order up now so it gets collected for Monday. Last bit of good news for this week, it being a Friday, is we have surpassed 40,000 subscribers. I think I forgot to kind of celebrate it in the last month because we went past it. So I think we're on like 43, 44,000. We're nearly halfway to a plaque. 50,000 is halfway. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. That is the goal. We want a plaque. Nice plaque on my new office. I'm going to manifest that now. 100,000 subscribers to go in my new office upstairs. Getting a bit chaos in here. Just packing up a ABC repair ball joint for the SL ABC struts, which is not available from Mercedes, but we have them and we sell them. We've also done a video on that in the past. Saves thousands of pounds. You know what, I've had that much good news. I made a list and then we started filming and then we had the bad news of the camera SD card not working and we lost all our footage. Oh, Nathan's turned 21. Happy birthday, mate.
Yeah.
He's 21 now. Hopefully Nathan's final exam has been postponed due to technical issues at the college. Oh, the competition. We said we were going to do a monthly competition on the monthly vlog. We've had 900, just over 900 entries on last month's. I'd say that's a success, like 20,000 views, like nearly 1,000 entries. Not got anything ready to give away this month yet, but I've got a couple of days to do so. So make sure you watch this video till the very end because we do a giveaway. We're going to try and do a giveaway at the end of every monthly vlog. For the hardcore viewers, make sure you watch till the end if you want the secret link to the free competition. No strings attached. All I require is you subscribe to the channel and I need an email address to contact the winner. That's it. 124's all up and running. Hopefully you can hear me. We've got the fan going behind us to keep us cool and that engine's running. So that's a good job, well done. Thanks, John. The boys are having a final. We try and clean the floor, clean the garage end of each week. Dan's representing the new merch t-shirt. We sold out when I mentioned it in the last video, so hopefully we get some more in stock. That's it really, we've had quite a productive day. Matt's been down, done a bit of filming with Matt. I don't think I've had anyone on my channel before, so that was nice. He's a busy man, so that was nice of him to spare us some of his time. That's it for today. 4:30. I want to be out of here by 5. Let's go, go, go. Right, so back in the office, more good news. We've been sent some treats off some viewers. First one is from Steve, who's sent us a huge box of chocolate bars, 69
Nice.
in total, with a letter to go with it. Hi Sam, the YouTube videos are interesting, keep them going. I like your saying while you're in there. I'm getting a Smart Roadster Brabus Coupe back on the road. I do all the work myself on the car. Hope you and the team enjoy the gift I've sent you. Smart Roadsters are actually quite a good car, especially a Brabus. They're really fun to drive. Got a nice car there, Steve. Even Jeremy Clarkson approved of the Smart Roadster.
I just love it.
Thanks very much, Steve, and we did enjoy it because it's empty already. We've also had another box of treats from Zach to Sam and SPR team. Thanks for all your help and recommendations for his valve body fit for his dad's car. Now, Zach is a mechanic himself and he had loads of issues with his dad's car and he couldn't get to the bottom of it, and as a last minute, as a last resort, he sent me a message with a description of what's going on. And because he's a mechanic, he's sent me everything that he's done and all the tests he's done. And anyway, I knew what was wrong with it. And the reason I knew is because I'd had the same problem many, many years ago at quite an expense, actually. I won't tell the full story. Anyway, and what I thought it was, and the advice I give him, fixed his car. And he's been trying to fix that for ages. So he sent us a massive box of stuff. There's all sorts in there. There's that much in there. I'm not going to go through it. Thanks for that, Zach. Much appreciated. Right, so that brings us to the end of this month's vlog. Considering we lost loads of footage, I feel like the video is pretty full. So if you've lasted this long, thank you very much. There is going to be another monthly giveaway in this video, so click in the link in the description to enter our giveaway. Last month's competition seemed to go quite well, so last month's winner will receive an email. This month I didn't actually stumble across anything that I thought was worth giving away. Like that last month's one was pretty good. I feel it's a bit of a cop out this, but we're going to do a merchandise giveaway, t-shirt, hoodie and a hat. Not that you need a hat at this time of the year. And we'll also top it up with a £50 Tesco voucher. That's probably over 100 quid's worth of stuff. Competition entries are for the UK only. Really sorry about that for everyone who's outside the UK, but shipping outside of the UK to abroad is a nightmare. Hopefully we've got some news next month on how we're getting on with the office. You never know, we might even be in the office next month. We've got loads going on in the garage, so we're going to make a start on filming next month's vlog pretty much straight away. So yeah, I think that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell button, and we'll see you on the next one.